I've been able to make multiple seven figures inside of crypto, and today I will share with you the number 5 pitfalls that I have seen that most crypto traders make as opposed to the way that I am making money. Number 3 and number 5 will be the most valuable, so you might as well want to stick until the end, take some notes as well, and learn from what I'm about to share. Because the number 1 pitfall that I have seen and that I currently keep seeing inside of crypto is chasing hype. There's such, and this is very, very niche, there's such a community of people that are always like this guy on screen right now, which is buying every single meme coin that Elon tweets about. And in general, this goes beyond the status quo of looking at Elon Musk. We talk about the people that are saying things about the media, right? There's a guy that says there's a war going on which might nuke your investments. You saw that on a random Reddit forum. You believe that and you now sell. People that blindly trust the media, that when something becomes hot, they believe that advice, they get into it and become exit liquidity to bigger investors, which we call whales. And then people with lower emotional intelligence are going to buy into that narrative and they're gonna be wrecked, right? On the bottom of this chart, you can see the IQ score these people get in the meme. So in the middle, you would be able to state that they trade every pump and dump for tiny gains. They see something on Twitter, right? They just need a couple of celebrities to tweet, this is going to be the next level thing. They get into it and they become exit liquidity. And then the right guy, somebody like myself and over 200 people that I've been able to properly educate, is somebody that holds onto small cap deflationary altcoins or assets to grow and replace their income. What that looks like, I'll be diving into throughout this video, but stay with me because like one insight that I've been able to draw was this study from Fidelity, one of the leading asset managers in this world. And their study, pretty mind-blowing if you ask me. If you look at traders, this makes sure that you better understand why I am not a trader myself and why I have specific ways of creating and generating wealth, which is Fidelity, one of the biggest asset managers, found in their study that over a 10-year period, the highest returns from their investors were the ones where the account holder either died, the ones where their password was lost, or the ones where actually they had forgotten they had investments. And this brings us to a very important finding about the investment, about investing in general, whether that's stocks or crypto. It's that human emotional intelligence and that human behavior that is driving us to make certain decisions that can either make us filthy rich or actually dead broke, right? And it's up to you to go and deal with these emotions. I've been sharing these before in the Wall Street cheat sheet as well, which is actually close to what this looks like. Just think it's a better visual. So yeah, hope, disbelief, optimism, belief, thrill, euphoria. I'm not going to repeat them all. I've repeated them in multiple videos of mine, but you can see how if there's a stimulus inside of this market, somebody tweets about like this coin is going to pump, people get into it. This coin is gonna dump like crazy. People get out of it. So it's very, very crazy to see how many people that pretend to call themselves a day trader are actually a victim of this news. And not a lot of people online are talking about it, which is why I wanna give it some exposure. Because if you try to outsmart the market will outsmart you. Nobody can predict the market. So do I, right? The only thing that I can predict about the investment vehicle that I use is that the assets are getting scarcer daily, completely disconnecting me from any of the inflation and other market sentiments you see inside of crypto. I'm going to dive into that just a little bit later. But even if you look at Bitcoin, for example, here's the evolution of Bitcoin over time. If you were to try and time the markets, it would have all been fun and games until this 55% drop would have kicked in. And just for you to be able to outpace that 50%, it would have taken you over 4 years of time. You can see 3 years of time to get to this level, but it would even take you 4 years of time to actually get to a point where you were and got to a break even. Now, how do you outpace that? By watching this video and remaining here. Now, before I go to step number 2, if you want to get into something like crypto, you want to make way more money without having to see and face these dips at about a 55 or 50% out of a sudden, you want to get my proven and hands-on help that I've been able to validate for over 200 people, simply go down below this video, click on the link and see how and if you could potentially apply for a demo session. In that session, we're going to take a look at where you're at right now financially and also better understand what you want to achieve through something like crypto. And then by the end of that call, we can eventually come to the conclusion whether or not this holds any relevance for you. It's a very laid back call. It's only about 20 minutes in total, 15 to 20, where we just have a laid back chat and see if we can even help you in that first place. But going to step number 2, you can see the stop loss triggers, right? So many stop losses can get triggered. So what happens is there's a majority of whales, so-called whales, big people inside of the crypto space that hold a lot of money. And then we have the bots as well that do everything to trigger your stop losses. Now, the way this can happen, for example, is through arbitrage bots. Arbitrage bots are going to look at a certain asset inside of crypto, and there's going to be different pairs as to this asset versus another asset. Also, same with different exchanges. You could find Bitcoin, for example, on one exchange for this price, while you could find it lower at another exchange. So in the end, these arbitrage bots will keep trading, and that will get to a point where there will be so much buying or selling that your stop loss will be met, right? There's other specific ways that I can explain to you how that could potentially happen, but just looking at how many leverage liquidations we've seen, just looking at how many liquidations we see on a daily basis, these are people that literally say to their exchange, where their money is not safe, by the way, those are the new banks, they're saying, this is the money that I put in, this is what I want to make, this is what I want to lose, and every single time when they say this is the lowest that I want to lose my money, they can lose that money, right? And you could be like, yeah, but I've set it low. Still, there's a bunch of ways in which you could lose. So they win and you lose. It's kind of like a casino. The house is always winning. So the third one that I would say, the third biggest pitfall that people are forgetting about when they think, let me outsmart the market, let me become a day trader, is the fact that they forget about wall spoofing. Now, what wall spoofing looks like is institutional investors, even sometimes retail, and people with a bot in this case, they can trigger certain buy orders on top of a centralized exchange where you could set your order, like Binance, for example, and they're like, pump it. Everything they do is all about pumping up the price. And the way they do that is by setting buy orders that they don't plan to execute. So by the time those orders are barely even filled, they are like, look, I'm just going to cancel my order, which is creating a giant wick, a giant candle on the chart. Now, what happens is retail goes loose. Retail is like, I've been waiting so long for this thing to even pump. Let me get into it. Let me go. And then you become exit liquidity to the bigger investors. They give you that illusion that this is going to go crazy, and as much technical analysis skills you might have, or as much like market anticipation you have around like how the chart looks like or what the media tells you, there is no way you can predict this. This happens out of the blue. There's even the biggest asset managers of this world, like BlackRock, that have AI systems for you to actually become a victim to this, right? And we're not even talking about like these guys on the internet that pretend they make a lot of money with trading, but the only income source they have is actually promoting through an affiliate deal the exchange that they shove down the throat. It's so crazy. They have the rich lifestyle and this and that, but it's all one big joke, because the only way they make money is not through their skill or through their knowledge. It's through exploiting third-party investors. And I just hate to see that stuff, which is why I want to bring that up. The fourth one, actually pretty valuable, is fair value gaps. Now, a fair value gap can be in existence through just natural market behavior, but it can also be triggered, which is where you will see that there's an imbalance in the buying and the selling of an asset, which is causing, this imbalance is causing the markets to massively go up as well. But it's kind of like a carrot on the stick, because retail again is like, oh, price is going crazy. But there's an imbalance. There's more hype and more anticipation towards the buy, that by the time the balance comes back to buying and selling, they actually got into a mispriced asset. And this can work in two ways, right? Like it could give you a narrative to make more money. But then again, this is super, super, super hard to predict. And also again, steered by institutions, whales, bots, retail, and so on, and so on, and so on. But it can also just be natural. If one project, for example, gets a lot of hype and there's a lot lot of talking about it in the media. You could see still that that carrot on the stick effect, where there's a lot of like enthusiasm and the buys are dominating the sells. But still, that doesn't mean that the sentiment is changing. The hype and the sentiment could potentially change there, but it doesn't mean that the cycle they think is going to happen. As soon as that balance gets back to the price, they might as well just get wrecked, right? So what happens is, as soon as that happens, the price reverses back to the level where it belonged, right? As soon as the buy and the sell orders, or the buying and the selling, sorry, in this case, of the asset are balancing again, then that price is going to go all the way up. And by the time the balance kicks in, it's going to come to its natural level again. Then, because the anticipation towards the buying side kicked in, and because the candles got so green, people just wanted to get in these assets. Now what happens is people start panic selling. They're like, maybe I was wrong. Maybe this was not the right decision. Maybe we're getting back to another cycle. This is the thing, crypto veterans actually do understand the cycles. Most people get in and hope and pray, but they don't understand the duration of those cycles. Could as well make a video about that soon. Then we have panic sells, right? That happens, and then you become exit liquidity to other investors. This is when the bigger players, the so-called whales with a lot of money inside of the ecosystem, use you to be able to exit their position, because you get into panic mode, you sell, and that gives them a floor to be able to actually sell as well. Or to capitalize on. Now, all of this, all these things that I just mentioned so far, plus the fact that you pay trading fees, plus the fact that you're going to be in the highest tax bracket ever, and plus the fact that you're going to pay something called slippage, right? Slippage is a price difference between two assets. So as soon as you think, hey, whatever the stimuli might be based on the things that I just shared, as soon as you think I want to liquidate, if there's a price difference between the asset that you hold and the asset that you want to get back out of that liquidation through Uniswap or CowSwap or whatsoever, that price difference also gets charged too. And this is the reality. This is what you don't see on those trading channels of people promoting their rich lifestyle. They make a lot of fees from affiliate deals. Those exchanges don't care about your family, because even if you bloody lose all your money, they make their fees in the negatives, which is actually crazy, right? So you got to wake up to something, which is the fifth pitfall, and actually it's a solution in this case. I didn't want to give you 5 negative things. I wanted to keep the best for last, which is the solution. Because as much as you might think this guy is just talking about stuff and blah, 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 it makes it look better. No, look at Bitcoin, for example. In this case, you can see how Bitcoin within a period of the 1st of August and the 1st of October this year, by the time you watch this, it will probably be 25, but still, 2024, this kind of a period, August until October, the price of Bitcoin barely moved 1.82%. And if you look at my display here on TradingView, you could even state that my measurement was not even right at all, right? Like this wig was way lower. So essentially, it will even be less than what I have been sharing on there. Now, if you compare that price action of Bitcoin with one of the small cap deflationary assets that I have been sharing with my mastermind, you can see how within that same time window, from the 1st of August 24 to the 1st of October, you can see an increase of a whopping 5,388.08%, which is 53x on top of your money. And this is what has always amazed me. People are like, yeah, I'm holding on to Bitcoin because it's been at 100K and I can't wait until it goes to like 1 mil, right? Bitcoin has been seeing massive gains. Well, yes, if you compare it with your local bank or real estate or anything around you that's traditional, you could state that Bitcoin's price performance is quite okay. But if you compare this with small cap deflationary assets, then it's nowhere near to the performance that we have here. Why is that? Because Bitcoin is massively inflationary. So many money in the same notes by the same people. So much things that are going on, institutions that can steer the price, so much money that is inside already. Just to be able to double the price is it's insane, right? And that's going to happen. But what is a 2x if you can get way more? Now, I wanna share something real quick here. The goal is at the end of the day not to have a 53x, right? Like that's what everybody wants. That's probably why you check this video as well. But the true goal here is to get that mindset to which you know you don't have to be glued to that screen. You know your assets are in a safe, decentralized environment where all it can do at the end of the day is grow more. And this mindset that I just talked about is a mindset that I can share with over 200 people. People with TC. that was joining us and with an investment budget of 60 grand that was able to project a $1.5 million inside of this last bear market. Video is on my channel. If you want to watch it, just go to the playlist that stores it. Then, same with Raymond. Raymond had a 15x. Raymond was caught in a trap. It was a Dubai company back in the days that he was investing with. I think it was a $300,000. It was all fun and games. The website that he was with was projecting returns until they wanted to cash out. Took over a year, still haven't seen back their money, right? And as much as I care about their financial privacy, I just share these types of things because that all looks good as well, but the outcome is not good. I showed Raymond how he could be able to be in a spot where he could make way more money, made a 15x return on investment, and at this point, actually a couple of weeks ago, I made him and his wife my magnet success managers inside of the mastermind. They are the people get to talk to as soon as they join us on that kickoff call. Their passion, their knowledge, their expertise comes from a level of being scammed and not knowing anything about crypto to the point where they are at today. Same with Xander, he is facing a 40x. This guy is still going to school. Funny video on him in my YouTube shorts as well that I pushed out recently. He's currently at a 20 grand and he's still super young. Now, I think he's around 18 or 19 or whatsoever. So that's quite okay to have 20 grand in your hands. Same with Liliana. She went all the way from investing at $25,000 with us, then a 3x and then another 30K that has turned into almost a whopping to the $300,000, right? To be precise, I think it's going to be $275K. Still, that's past her first $1 million inside of a bear market. All these results are bear market results. Trevor, a guy I look up to like crazy as well. He's been working on one of my favorite games back in the days called Hogwarts Legacy. I think he was a technical artist there that did lightning and stuff. He went all the way from the Hogwarts Legacy artist to witnessing magic inside of crypto through a 5x return on investment. His numbers, 3,000 in the beginning. Within the first 1 to 2 months, he was able to pull off a $15,000. Even funnier, he recently extended, and the thing that caught me off track was that like the day he paid for his new annual membership with us, he told me like, my money is back already. The day he paid for his his second year with us, he had a return on investment. That goes to show that obviously the expectation is you need some time, kickoff call kicks in, you need some time to go with Raymond and Miranda and set things up and take the action steps. But as soon as you do so, it goes to show that you build up this snowball effect and momentum of lights kicking out here and then money kicking on. I don't know why that happened. I'm just turning it on again. And then this one, Jordy in this case, he went all the way from 50K to his first $250,000. And there might be some inefficiencies in the numbers that you see and in the money that you see because these are all different people with different mindsets, different timelines, different moments of joining. But this goes to show that within that span of a bear market where most people wait for their money to multiply, that you can still see massive success. So if you want to keep your light on, just like me there, I would say stop being exit liquidity, stop looking into stuff that you see online like the first guy in the meme. Getting to strong small caps, right, that do have a deflationary nature. That means that the supply shrinks every single day. So rather than waiting and hoping and praying for Bitcoin to go up for the next halving or hoping for the lawsuit of other assets to be over, why not get into assets that are strong, secure, and immutable and decentralized? Less, like in this case, it's going to bring you more gains, right? And in this case, what is going to happen as well is it's going to put you at a point where you just can sleep knowing that your assets are growing. And this is pushing deflation right above inflation. This is truly decentralized and safe because every single thing that we are sharing inside of the mastermind, we know that there is a public security audit report on everything that there is. We know that the teams behind it are usually just a couple of people that are fair, decentralized founders that cannot even rug pull these contracts because you can see public security reports, you can see the white paper, you can see the community sentiment, you can see everything. But the most important thing that I would love to share at the end of this video here is that all that you truly need inside inside of crypto is the right knowledge and the right guidance at the right time. Some people that joined us were like, hey, why don't you just share your strategies online? It's because they consistently change and they ask a lot from me, which is giving you the luxury that at the moment you decide to work with me, I can just give you everything on a golden platter together with an amazing team. And that is going to show you that all you need is the right knowledge and the right guidance at the right time. Now, whether you want to consider this or not, my end goal with these videos is just to educate the world and hope that it's inspired at least one person today. If it did, make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on that bell for the notifications to make sure you don't miss any of these videos. If you have an idea for my next video, simply just comment it down below. And if you're on the fence of considering something like this, just go down to the description of this video, click that first link, look if and how you can actually sign up for a free demo session. And yeah, I'd love to see you on the other side and see how and if I can add value.